Hey, what's up guys? Aaron Bennett here. In this video, I'm going to talk about Crypto.com, also about Binance and Coinbase, but really is Crypto.com the next exchange in line to be in the SEC's crosshairs? And if you have money in Crypto.com, what do I think you should do with it? And just what are my thoughts about Crypto.com right now? So before I dive into that, a lot of you guys are like, what is Aaron doing traveling all the time? Is he, running from the law? Is he, I don't know, in some trouble? And the answer is no, I'm not in running from the law or anything like that. But right now I am in a hotel room in West Texas. And honestly, West Texas sucks. It's oil and mining and it smells, and I'm actually physically feeling kind of sick from being here. So hopefully I'll be leaving tomorrow and making my way in my van up towards Utah. So I got like a northwest trajectory. So I'll keep you guys posted on where I'm going and why I'm traveling. But for now, that's what's going on. All right, so heading to the computer, we see Crypto.com winding down U.S. institutional business. But they say the move will not affect the company's retail operations. But honestly, for myself living in the United States, when they are winding down U.S. institutional business, that does make me a little bit concerned, and I think it's okay to be a little bit concerned. The exchange said that there is limited demand from institutional customers in light of the current market landscape. So the current market landscape is what is going on with Binance, right? So Binance is going to be shutting down the USD rails. Essentially, their partners, their banking partners, are preparing to pause fiat withdrawal channels as early as June 13th. So basically, Binance US, not international, just US, will prevent you from bringing money in from a bank account or withdrawing US dollars out to your US bank account. So that is what Crypto.com is saying, the current market landscape. Also, we have Robinhood delisting Cardano, Solana, Polygon, and there's a lot of chaos going on. The SEC sued Coinbase recently, and we've seen a huge sell-off in the crypto market. And obviously the SEC really controls what happens inside the United States. So that's really what Crypto.com is saying. The current market landscape in the United States is not looking good, especially if you are offering what are now being deemed securities. A lot of these tokens are now securities. They say that retail investors, so like yourself, will not be impacted by this decision and will continue to be able to use the platform in the US, including the up-down options inside of your app. And here it says that Crypto.com Arena keeping controversial name despite exchange shutdown. So a little bit of clickbait, controversial name, and the exchange right here, I have never been able to use it because I've been in the United States. Now, I believe this is still working internationally, so I don't think they are shutting down the exchange, but a little bit of clickbait never hurt anybody. So all the while, Crypto.com is still getting different licenses for other countries like they have been for years. So just my thoughts about Crypto.com really quick. So when FTX went under about 9 months ago or so, I got a lot of heat saying that people should remove their crypto from centralized exchanges, and I still feel that way incredibly strong. It does not mean that I hope that Crypto.com goes under or anything bad happens to the company. Not at all. I've been supporting Crypto.com for many years, and I hold Crow, and I plan to always hold Crow as long as they are still running, because I think that they could be a huge name, whether they are driven out of the United States, like Binance, possibly Coinbase will be. Internationally, I think they could still kick serious butt. But if you are living in the United States and you are holding large amounts of crypto on centralized exchanges, especially with what the SEC is talking about, including what's going on with Binance, right here, the SEC files a motion for restraining order to freeze Binance US's assets. If you are in the United States and holding crypto in an exchange or in an app run inside the United States, when the SEC is going bonkers like this and basically saying that they may freeze assets, it's just not that smart. It's just not that smart to be doing that right now. And I'm a big proponent of hardware wallets. You can use Trezor, Ledger, or whatever one you want. I don't really care. But get your money out of exchanges, especially if you live in the United States, and honestly, international too. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now. So taking a look at the market, we have been in a pretty solid sell-off. which is fine. And I am actually really impressed at how much Bitcoin is holding up. And regarding different coins being labeled as a security, even though Solana says it's not a security, it doesn't really matter. We have Robinhood delisting Cardano, Solana, Polygon, and there is a whole host of different cryptos that have been deemed a security by the SEC. And one of the big reasons for this sell-off is we believe that Binance is having to take a lot of the liquidity out of the market, especially for these altcoins, because they can no longer be traded. They're really coming down on them. So should you sell all your altcoins to Bitcoin? Well, I mean, that's something that you can do. And I did that about a year ago. I kept maybe 5% of my crypto and altcoins, and the rest I moved to Bitcoin. I did mention that a while ago. I haven't been saying that every video, obviously, but in bear markets, Bitcoin always does a lot better. So taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, when it is a bear market, like right around here, we can see the Bitcoin dominance going much, much higher. That just means that more money is flowing into Bitcoin than altcoins. And then when we hit the new all-time high right around here, end of 2021, we can see a very low Bitcoin dominance at around 40%. And we've seen the Bitcoin dominance kind of begin to creep up. Now we are at around just under 50%. So do I think that the Bitcoin dominance can go up? Absolutely. Do I think that it's important not to, as Ben Cowan over at Into the Cryptoverse calls, marrying an altcoin? Yeah. You know what altcoin I married is EOS right here. Most people haven't heard it because it's literally a dead blockchain. I don't think anything's happening on EOS. So I got into EOS right, I don't know, around here or so. I wrote it up to $20. And I have never sold because I thought, oh, you know what? It'll come back up. It'll come back up from 2 again to 20. No, it hasn't, and it most likely never will. Now, do I think that's going to happen with a lot of different altcoins right now, especially with the SEC coming down hard? I mean, maybe. There may be some sell-offs, but really what happens with the SEC affects what happens in the United States, right? It does not affect, to a large degree, what happens long-term internationally. And that's important to remember. So what the SEC does affects what happens inside the United States, and crypto is such a global thing that the United States does not control what happens to crypto. So I'll end the video there. Crypto.com, why have they not been targeted like Binance or Coinbase? Why is the SEC not directly coming after Crypto.com? They are operating in the United States legally, so why have they not been attacked like Binance and Coinbase? That's a good question. I really don't know. It probably has to do with politics at the end of the day. It probably has to do with who's telling Gary, who's telling the SEC to attack which companies are the biggest threat, like Binance and Coinbase, to the FedNow program or a CBDC, and which companies do they want to take out or decrease their dominance in the field. And maybe Crypto.com just isn't that big of a player or a threat yet, or maybe Crypto.com is doing things more in compliance, but then again, they are listing all of the same coins that Binance and Coinbase are. If anything, they're listing more altcoins. So I really don't know. I think it's important to be safe. And if you live in the US, to take your money out of Crypto.com right now, I think it's just the best thing to do. Hopefully this all blows over and nothing happens. And then if you want to use it again down the road, you can. But the risk reward ratio is just not in your favor to be playing with centralized exchanges right now. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.